But somehow the father had a prompting. He had a prompting to discuss with the child about female to female relationships, female sleeping with female. So he told the child that if ever that thing happens, please, it's not right. So when the child now went for the sleepover, because it wasn't like she was a boarding school student, they had to now share beds. And unfortunately, the girl they gave her a bed to share with was very deeply into the act of sleeping with other girls, having adult relationships, secretly dealing with what the society considers shameful? Or are you tormented by your thoughts? Or do you just want to learn from the experience of others? I am Ethel Modia, a trained behavior coach and certified mentor. And here on the Behavior Hug YouTube channel, you will get that objective perspective that you so desperately need. Your life and purpose shouldn't be left to chance. It's time to get intentional. For females that went to an all-female secondary school, more often than not, in that secondary school you attended, they always had cases where girls would sleep with girls. Yes, I don't want to use the particular word because of the YouTube sanction, but you understand what I mean. When a girl sleeps with a girl, when she has some kind of adult relationship with a girl, those things are quite common in female secondary schools. Yes, the females, there's one, I attended several secondary schools, but there's one secondary school I attended where about 70% of the students, female students that were boarders, were actually females that were sleeping with other females. They learnt along the line, they were involved in it one way or the other. And when you look at it, you wonder, why is this a trend? Why is it happening? Or why did I do those things when I was younger? Or what can I do to prevent children? Do you know something? As a child, you want to explore. It's natural. As a child, you are curious about things, you want to explore about things, you want to explore things. And like I said earlier, your boundaries are not defined. You just, if something feels good, you want to do it and you copy people and it continues, it becomes a cycle. So children naturally have these kind of things. That is why adults are there. Adults are there, one, to enlighten children, to guide them right. But unfortunately, some adults are even the first perpetrators. Some young people will start a wild lifestyle, a promiscuous lifestyle, because an adult initiated them into the act. And before you know, the feelings that that act leaves is so strong. Sometimes we always talk about abusers, but we always forget about the survivor of the abuse, that person that was abused. There are things that an abuser leaves in that person that can never leave them. And if it's not well handled, they would grow up seeking for more of that experience, seeking for more of that experience. Or sometimes children are exposed to adult entertainment too early. Many parents and many adults, they are careless about these things. We watch what we like, even popular reality shows, we all know them. I don't want to mention the name, but the one in Nigeria that is very popular, you see adults saying, they have children version, they have adult version, that the children don't want the adult version. It's not true. Children have a way of watching what an adult will watch. If you are a parent, you are watching certain things and you don't want your children to watch those things, just don't watch it. Because one way or the other, by watching it, you are opening a door. We all open doors with our lifestyle. There are things we do. We open doors for the next generation, even while we are alive. So you may feel, you may be a woman or a man and you are faithful to your partner, but there are some things you watch. When you watch those kind of things, you are opening doors of immorality. You are opening doors of lust. And when your child has a taste of it, even sometimes as a child, you just see something for 10 seconds is enough to change the trajectory of your lifetime, of your life. There's something I watched as a child. I think I was 3 or 4. Something I watched on the TV, and that memory stuck with me. It stuck with me, and it opened some desires. It opened some feelings that shouldn't have been opened at that young age. And this is something they showed on TV. Yeah, during the daytime, in the olden days when they show those kind of things on the TV, when it comes to the time when they want to do those kind of things, you just hear this sound, shh. But I don't know whether the person on duty that day was not there, or somehow it was just a way of introducing me to those things. I don't know. By the time I was watching it and they put it off after a while. But what I saw within seconds was enough to put a kind of interest or a kind of curiosity to those things. And later in my life, it played out. So, are you an adult? You were involved in something when you were younger. Don't, don't, don't continue living your life with guilt and all that. Just know that things happen. Sometimes you have younger siblings, they see what elder siblings do and they want to copy. Sometimes what they watch on television, sometimes some parents are careless. Some parents are actually careless when it comes to those things. They don't protect their children. So as a result of that, their children may be exposed to some things that they shouldn't have been exposed to. So that is why those things happen. When you go to boarding school, some teachers are careless. Some teachers are careless. They don't even check up on students. Children can look innocent. A child can look innocent, but it doesn't mean that the child will not be involved in adult things. Don't just assume that because this child looks innocent. As an adult, put some checks and balances. Make sure you make the place lost proof free so that the child will not be exposed to those kind of things. And parents have a major role to play, because in those situations, one child that was not properly protected by the parents now introduces that act to other children, and it's a cycle and it continues. So as a parent, you have to be very careful. You have to be very careful. If you did something in the past and you think your children will not do it, most of the oftentimes they may eventually do it, because you have generational implications. What you do and you think, oh, nothing, it will be a repetitive pattern. A child will copy it, or a child will do that thing. You can even do the thing when the child was not there, maybe as a child yourself. By the time by the time you have a child, your child will do exactly the same thing, because you open doors as a parent. You open doors to lust, you open doors to immorality. So these things matter. People may feel it does those things, oh, what I did in the past doesn't matter. It matters. And the way you can do it is, first of all, to be sorry about what you did. If you did something in the past that is not right, be sorry about it, but also understand why those things happen. Learn to understand what were the triggers, what made me do those things that I did that I'm not comfortable with now. And when you identify the triggers, then your job is to prevent the next generation from going through that thing or from doing what you did. Parents have a lot to do. Parents need to have honest conversations with their children. Parents also need to be accessible to their children, so that if something ever happens or wants to happen, the child will feel free to tell the parent. Let me give an example. There was a man that his daughter was about 10. She was 10 at that point. So she was going to this elite private school on the island in Lagos, Nigeria. Or she was going to an elite primary school. I don't know whether it was on the island, but it was a private primary school. Yes, she was 10, so it was a primary school. So they were doing sleepovers. She wasn't even a boarding school student. They were doing sleepovers. But somehow the father had a prompting. He had a prompting to discuss with the child about female to female relationships, female sleeping with female. So he told the child that if ever that thing happens, please, it's not right. So when the child now went for the sleepover, because it wasn't like she was a boarding school student, they had to now share beds. And unfortunately, the girl they gave her a bed to share with was very deeply into the act of sleeping with other girls, having adult relationship with other girls. So that night she wanted to initiate that girl. But it's not that what she was proposing was not sounding interesting to the girl. The girl actually didn't see anything wrong with it, because children, as I said, when it comes to morality and immorality, the lines are blurred. Children don't have clear defined boundaries when it comes to what is right and what is not right. That is why parents are there to guide them. But what made the girl stop, what made the girl not go further, was remembering what her father had told her. And that was the singular act that saved her. So parents have a lot to do. Mentors have a lot to do. People that are older have a lot to do. Talk to children, explain to them about things in an appropriate manner. You don't have to tell them things that are not age appropriate. Tell, so that they don't make those